Welcome into another edition of Inside Southeastern Sports. I'm Jay Lindly. Of course, we move now to the volleyball court. We've taken a look at football. We talked with Coach Fenwick for a couple of weeks, and last week looked at the new Sports Performance Center. But we've not had the opportunity to talk with Coach Nicole Solum, and you've got a new last name, though. Tell us a little bit about that. A little hyphenated name.
I hyphenated it. I got married, so it's Solum Mitchell now.
So we got to talk a little bit about that, because before we get into the sports side of stuff, what was it like dealing with a wedding in 2020?
It's stressful to say the least. We moved it from May to July and then July to January, so it's been a little stressful, but at the end of the day, we're married now. We just need to have the fun wedding.
You're holding out for the ceremony part at this point.
Yeah.
Where are you going to hold that at?
That'll be back in Minneapolis, so kind of where we came from before I got here. So
in Minneapolis in January.
I know, it'll be really cold. It's not that what we intended, but who knows? Whatever.
So in addition to that, you've been busy with volleyball, and I say busy. You haven't been able to, play a game, but what's that been like? I mean, has that been maybe a little bit of an advantage for you, you feel? Because we talked about this with Coach Fenwick, very young group on football, very young group in volleyball as well.
Yeah. I think for us, it's a little bit of a blessing in disguise. Obviously this is not what we wanted for 2020, but this gave us time to train. This gave us time to bond. This gave them time to see me as a coach and learn what I want and buy into this program. And we just got to do a lot of training. We were really blessed to be able to get in the gym with the mask and all these precautions and social distancing, but get in here and still train. And so I'm seeing the payoff. I really am seeing the payoff right now. We're in our 45-day time period right now. So we're going 5 days a week now getting to practice. But I'm definitely seeing the payoff from what we were able to do earlier this fall.
Being so young, you do have senior. Tell us a little bit about that, because they got a dose of you last year. And that's always a weird thing, though, the transition. How do you feel that the upperclassmen have bought in to your style and are helping this young group kind of understand what you want?
Yeah, I was really blessed with the 4 seniors that I have right now. 3 of those 4 were a part of the original crew when I got here in March of 19, I think. So there's only 3 of them left. They've been awesome helpers and awesome teammates to kind of help drive what culture we're trying to get here and help drive the atmosphere and the attitude and the accountability. And they've been a big proponent about, no, this is how we do it here now. This is Southeastern volleyball. So they have been awesome. Just in addition to the coaching staff, they've been great leaders and great teammates, and hold their teammates accountable and themselves accountable, which was, I think, for me, something that I've really focused on here is the accountability part. So they're really good about that.
A couple weeks ago, we talked with the strength and conditioning coach, Coach Fears, and got to show off the new Sports Performance Center. How advantageous is that for you and your program?
Yeah, I think for females alone, injury prevention is huge, and Coach Fears is an awesome advocate for that. So I trust him wholeheartedly with what he's doing, and I love what he's been doing with my kids. And just having that addition, right over here as I point over there, it's a huge recruiting tool, you know what I mean? Especially for volleyball. Gym is here, turf room is there, weight room right down there, locker room, offices. So it's been a huge addition, not only physically, but recruiting-wise as well. So Fierce has done a fantastic job, for sure.
Well, it's funny because you point right over there, because that's the wall, and people who haven't maybe been inside, your place got a facelift too. I mean, that's one of the great things about having it being adjoining. Talk a little bit about the facelift here at Bloomer Sullivan Arena. This really feels, I think, more like your home than I've ever seen it before.
Yeah. There's such a rich history in this gym, and obviously it used to be more for basketball. I get that with Dennis. But I'm so excited that it gets to be us, that gets to kind of continue that on. I think it's a really cool tradition that we're going to kind of keep the Bloomer Sullivan aroma, if you will, for that, and then add volleyball with it. This is a really cool home base. It's a very nice home court advantage. You have to have ball control to be able to play in this small size of a gym, but I think that's awesome. I think that's something that we work on a lot. I love the size of the gym. I think it's going to get filled quickly, and it's going to be a really, really cool environment to have the fans all right here and on one side. I just think it's going to be a really cool environment for us.
And get you out of here on this, how eager are you to get to see your team in a game? I mean, I'm sure the players get tired of practice. From a coaching perspective, how ready are you to see that product?
Yeah, I mean, it gets a little boring always playing yourself, right? But, right now, again, like I said, I think this has been the biggest blessing for us is because we've got to train and do all these things. But we're kind of chomping at the bit to get to prove it and get to see how we stack up against other teams, whether it's in our conference or not. I think they're just excited to have competition and not competition within each other at this point. So, we're ready for whenever, but, obviously we understand, restrictions and why we're not playing until the spring for sure. But until then, we're just kind of training and ready to get after it.
There's a couple of things. Congratulations, of course, on the wedding. Congratulations on the makeover on the home, and good luck when you do finally get to see that product.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Of course, talking with volleyball coach Nicole Solum Mitchell. And coming up, we get out of here, we'll have more of Inside Southeastern Sports. Until next week, I'm Jay Lindly.